Welcome back, YouTube. We're gonna pick off from where we left off the last video, where we were in Misanthrope Island after just picking up the water. It is the middle of the Aurora, so it's maybe not the best time to leave Misanthrope Island. We do have an Aurora, so it might actually be a good time to do some repairs. Yeah. Some of these items, like this earmuff, you can get a lot of repair on, so it's maybe not a rush to repair it at 50%. Whereas other items it's like 30%. So I usually start contemplating repairs when they drop below 70. Repair the otherwise irreplaceable long johns. There is probably... so these aren't the best, so I think it's wool underwear. Wool long johns, or whatever they're called, are the best in slot. But we might find like 2 in all of the Great Bear Island. So obviously that means until we find them, we want to maintain our current set, because we may not be finding them anytime soon. Let's see if I can keep my fingers on the right letters on the keyboard. We're sort of on that weird cusp between Aurora and non-Aurora, so I'm going to do one more repair job, and then we'll head out. And it failed. I'm guessing it failed because it's too dark. Well, no, that wouldn't make sense. It's probably light enough out. The Aurora should be gone, or at least should be gone soon. It is very cold. But it should be daytime, so even though this looks like an Aurora, this Aurora should be ending shortly. We've got a dusk Aurora here is what's happening. As you can see, it's already starting to get brighter on the horizon, because we are basically at dusk time. Trolling backpack again? Yeah. Just out of reach.
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
Cut him off by throwing some water in his mouth. The answer to where we're going to escape this cold is we're going to head back to One Set Garage. Unlike on the way out, it appears we are trying to run into the wind, so we won't make quite such a good time going back.
If I don't warm up soon.
I wonder what his definition of soon is. Because I think he's got about 4 hours if we, well, no, at this point it's probably about 3.5. 3.5 hours where he dies. And it shouldn't take us 3.5 hours to get back to the garage, so it's got nothing to worry about, right? Still getting a little bit of the after effects from the noise standpoint, but at this point you can tell the Aurora is basically gone. And I think all the Aurora wheels have despawned at this point. So we're just getting the leftover sound effects. And honestly, with the sun being up that much, it's not nighttime anymore. There's a wolf. And if it was an Aurora wolf, it probably just got spooked by the Aurora officially ending. So it may have spotted me and be scared by the bear coat. Bear coat, I think, roughly quadruples the probability that you scare wolves on them spawning you. And if you didn't know, there is a small chance when the wolves see you that they are in fact scared of you and will run away. Even if you don't have something like a bear coat on. I think it's the bear coat and the wolf coat that will scare wolves. Wolves don't appreciate you walking around into other wolves, you see. And bears are just spoopy. Okay, we're now in here. For daytime, it is surprisingly dark. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Too heavy.
And we want to do pants, not boots. Ooh, we're at risk of cabin fever from all the stuff we've been doing inside recently. That's a blizzard. So apparently in the near future we're going to have to spend a decent amount of time outside. So I'll probably go for a nice long fishing trip after we finish this crafting project. And take all the coal down to the beach. Oh, to remember to drink. We might not have enough time to finish the pants before it gets too dark. Oh, we managed to finish the pants. There we go. The pants obviously weighs more. It's not a massive improvement, right? The biggest thing is in that wind resistance and its water resistance.
I need to drop
So
something.
for, like, Wandering Gun and Blizzard, it's a big improvement for Wandering Gun and Blizzard. But for nice warm weather, it's probably a little heavy. Which is one of the reasons I didn't necessarily prioritize it at the beginning. And prioritize the boots instead. Because the boots were a bigger improvement over the replacement it was replacing.
Feels like something is sapping my energy.
That would be called being tired, my friend. Being tired has a bad habit of doing that. Hooks, lines, fishing tip up. Okay, so I can make 3 tip-ups if I wanted to. Well, I can't because I don't have the sticks right now. Okay. How's the cabin fever looking? 30%? Yeah, so probably not enough time to delay the fishing trip any longer. It is time to spend a good while outside. I say that, and then immediately decide we're probably going to delay the fishing trip just a little longer. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep this character so we have the carrying capacity to carry a bunch of this coal out. Where we're going. Don't think sleeping 10 hours should give us cabin fever, then we'll get real close. That ups us from 30% to 54%.
Need water.
I'm only going to take 1 liter with me, because one of the things I'll probably end up doing during the fishing trip is making a bunch of water. Okay, and I'm also willing to go a little over carrying capacity on
Pack is
coal.
getting kind of heavy.
Yeah, that's about the appropriate amount of carrying capacity over. So the visibility is definitely better. The warmth isn't that much better, but the visibility is a lot better. Visibility isn't good enough to tell if the bear has respawned yet. How to deal with this wolf? Just one wolf. I'm just gonna sprint away from it. We are probably gonna start a fire when we get there, so if it's still following me at that point, I can use the lit torch to drive it off. Our coal was at 917? Yeah. Okay, so I can use one coal to warm up enough to do
I might have to
campfire
drop some
stuff
gear.
before gathering branches if I want to. So I might start off by gathering fuel on both misanthrope and jackrabbit before actually doing the fishing.
Cold is making my head feel thick. So cold.
So if memory serves, usually stepping into the fishing huts will shed predator pursuits, because they treat these places as if the door is always closed, even when it isn't.
Looks like a
I
new
also don't
day
need
is
this
dawning.
this much coal. So let's draw off a bunch of coal. Go to like 21. How many sticks do I have? I have enough sticks. Okay. Ah, didn't stand in there long enough for the wolf to go away. Is it bright enough to start a fire? Yes. This might be a little risky, because if this fire doesn't start, the wolf might jump me.
Come on.
The wolf won't jump me while the fire is being made. Because when the fire's being made, it's treated as if it's lit until it fails.
It worked.
It's needless to say, that deer's too far out to harvest. For whatever reason, recently, whatever's been spawning there, based on this save, has been spawning just a little too far out of reach to actually harvest. If it takes any time to harvest, right? If you can sort of dash out, grab, and dash back, it's fine, but it takes longer than that, it takes too long. Here's a worm, so it's only cedar, but for very short walk, cedar is still pretty good as far as fuel conversion. So I'm going to spend 1 coal, and I'm going to get 3 cedar out of this. 3 cedar is worth more cooking time than 1 coal is, so it'll be a fair trade.
Come on. Come on. Fire's life out here.
If anything, it's probably now way too warm. What are we up to? 9? So, because we had, what, 21 degrees on that fire, so we're actually about negative 10 right now? 11 right now. 11 plus 9 plus 0 is a number. Okay. Here's another limb. Do you want to harvest the ones farther away? Let's harvest the ones farther away first. Let's work our way back.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
We're sitting at negative 10 degrees. So I only need to throw 10 sticks on this fire to be technically warm.
Come on. That's done.
Do I have 10 sticks? No, I have 7. So we'll throw a coal on. It'll be overkill from the warrant standpoint. When the opportunity presents itself, make more. I don't remember why I popped in there. Tinder. I do not want tinder. Go away, tinder. Is this flat enough terrain? No.
What Wonder
That
if I
limb
can
gets to
drop
stay.
any of this gear.
Oh, I think it's even warmed up even more now. Visibility goes away, and temperature goes up. Only -6 now. So that means if I can throw enough fuel on the fire, I can harvest this one with only sticks.
Turned out pretty well.
Chop, chop, chop. Wait, I claim ownership of this rabbit. It's one advantage of hanging out around Jackrabbit Island is the wolves will sometimes hunt the rabbits for you. And then you get free rabbit meat. Alright. Plant all the fuel here. Let's disassemble some of the worst torches. While we're next to this nice warmth. Looks like the visibility is improved. Probably means it's gotten colder again, but maybe not. Must be late enough in the day that we're with a nice new pantaloons actually fairly warm. We also did a lot of repairs, I have to remember. Repairs are probably helping as well. So as to not attract undue attention, let's drop off the guts and the rabbit hide inside. And we can come back out and continue working on gathering more fuel for
Something's
fishing.
gotta go.
So, how full are we? -2, okay. So that means I just need to put an arrow on the fire to do the harvest. Nope.
Come on.
Failure. Happens every once in a while. We are only rocking 85% chance of success. You see the fire starter raises it by 10.
Come on.
So if I was desperate to have a guaranteed fire, I could use the fire starter and a stick. I believe. Do it.
That did it.
Now fuel on the fire, something like that. Which will mean that we're extra warm. Far warmer than we need to be. And this is a fir log, fir limb. So, very good source of fuel.
All this gear is slowing me down.
Yeah, probably time to take the trip back to the fishing cabin to drop off our accumulated supplies. Yeah, after a quick glance, there was one more branch there, but it wasn't on a particularly flat area, so we couldn't set up a fire next to it. The weather arguably right now is warm enough that we could harvest it if we were desperate. But I'm not that desperate. So it's now time to go check out the other island after we drop off supplies, as we pass past the fishing hut. That reminds me, I don't have pry bar. Usually I break the ice holes with the pry bar, but can't do that with no pry bar. Sorry about not talking there for a bit. I believe there was an emergency vehicle in the local area, and I believe that in the moment, as long as, because I've got a breathing filter on, right, so you don't hear my breathing. In theory, that's been doing a decent job of actually also blocking the emergency sirens of vehicles going past. Partially because my mic's pretty bad, right, so the mic doesn't actually pick up very well. But obviously when those sirens are going past, I'm going to try to be quiet, because if I'm talking, then you'll hear it as background in my speech.
This gear's starting to slow me down.
I'm about to lose my torch. I probably lost the torch. Yeah. It's sunny enough, I can probably get it back. Just by starting a new fire. And we got too much coal, so, I suppose too much coal is a good problem. It's a good problem to have. And it's probably warm enough that I can start wandering around, and cooking just with sticks. Starting fire with sticks. We don't want 8 liters of water on us when we're gathering fuel, so we'll drop that down to 6. Why else are we heavy? Oh, I've got a bunch of sticks on me. I've got like 8 sticks. We want sticks, but we don't want that many sticks. Drop all sticks. And a bunch of torches. Don't need that many torches either. Oh yeah, that's probably a good place to be for moving on to the next round of fuel gathering. Though I will leave reclaim wood line. Before that, this is a good place to put in the cut in the YouTube video. So I'm going to put the cut in the YouTube video here. The next video will be gathering the fuel off of misanthropes, and probably a very big fishing trip, or fishing session, to generate a bunch of oil and to get rid of our cabin fever. So if you're watching on YouTube, catch you in the next video.